Coming to the stream while I was going to watch this video. This basically game Apex Legends. Now I've been making videos. I do have some things coming up, but not a lot of things. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just didn't have the time to do this. It's because I'm just lazy in general. Yeah, I'm just lazy. Just lazy. So basically, I really wanted this because I had a friend who was really interested in Apex when I was in high school. And she wanted to basically learn, because she was really interested in Octane, the speed set of Apex Legends. Now, Octane, I will go through every single legend if you're interested. I will go through pretty much every single legend I have. Now, the main characters that you get when you first start off is Bloodhound, Gibby, Lifeline, Pathfinder, Wraith, Bangalore, and I think that's pretty much it. You get these 4 legends. You get these like 6 legends. And the rest of them you gotta buy using legend tokens, which are very easily attainable. So now the first one, which is probably one of my favorite characters, is Bloodhound. Bloodhound is the Trackster. Basically, if you hover over these characters, you see the passive. Bloodhound can see footsteps, basically, or any clues from a battle. The tactical, the tactical is either the Allfather, which basically is this. It is a 3-second scan, which can tell you a lot of information for your team, such as with the projection, with the traps. Like say there was like one of these, I'll get to these later. Say like a Watson or Caustic, they can see the traps and stuff, anything they put down, and basically these little fellows actually tell you where people have been, which is kind of nice. It's a very interesting detail. Now, all the legends have a tactical and an ultimate, but you just also have a passive. This is Bloodhound's ultimate. Now, for people who don't know who Bloodhound's ultimate is, basically, you go into this pretty much black and white state, but you can see red, or it depends on your colorblind situation. Mine is Trinitopia, because I can see a little bit better, and they'll become red, which basically means like if there was a Bangalore smoke, which if people shoot smoke, you can see like through the smoke, and you have very fast scans time. You get very fast scan times. Now, Bloodhound is probably, in my opinion, an okay legend to actually start out with. They're really good at providing information. And if you get really good at Bloodhound, you can actually dominate the battlefield. Gibby, or Gibraltar, is a defensive legend. Now, with this legend, they have a gun shield. Now, this gun shield has been nerfed and buffed a couple times. The gun shield itself can block damage from guns. It has, I think, 75 HP. But they also added bleed through damage to the gun shield, which means if I get shot to my gun shield, I will also take damage on the same amount of HP than my gun shield. Now, Gibby's tactical is his dome shield, which basically is bulletproof. So we know if they shoot at this, but people can go back and forth in it, like so. So anyone can go into his enemies, even friendlies. Now his ultimate is his ultimate is basically an orbital strike. Now with his orbital strike is you get this thing and you basically throw it from where that grenade is right there. It'll shoot down this bombardment strike and basically destroy everything here. It will stun you and make you walk slower, and it will kind of like blind you for a second. that's Gibby. Next legend, Lifeline. Now, Lifeline sounds like what her class is. She's a medic class. When say this, if somebody's on the ground, they say this like if somebody was a teammate, if they were down on the ground dying, I will go up to them, hit square on them, and they'll start rezzing. Her drone, it will heal your health, like so. It will basically heal your health up. Start taking damage. Start healing your health up. Like so. No. Like so. Her ultimate, which is probably the longest ultimate, is her care package. Her care package has been buffed recently, which is kind of nice. And she's not my favorite legend because I used to main her a long time ago, but I just kind of don't play anymore. And now her Lifeline care package has have no obstacles such like that above it. You can't put this indoors, you can only put it outdoors. And it has to be at weird angles sometimes. And you put it down, and it'll come down, you see right there. Now sometimes it's not always Lifeline packages that come down, there's sometimes care packages as well. It'll teach you anything you need. Well, wait, pretty much what they think you need. Next legend up is Pathfinder. One of my favorite legends to play as. He's very fun. His passive is basically, if you have beacons, they're like beacons on the map, and you'll know what they look like. Because I'll probably show a game or two. You can scan them, and it'll show you the next beacon location. Now, Pathfinder, it's actually a very hard legend to get used to because of his grapple. Now, the move of the grapple, you can just do this, and now his grapple will work, and it will just slingshot you forward. But if you're like really good at the timing and the movement, you eventually do some stuff like this. And you can slingshot all the way around and kill your enemy. Now, note when he does that, you cannot shoot your gun. When he's in that slingshot animation, you cannot shoot your gun. So you're kind of vulnerable. So if you do something like this, you go above him, you can pull your gun out so you can just grab and just kill the enemy. You can kill the enemy. And now his ultimate is a very... Now, different legends have different ultimates, like I said before. Pathfinder's is a zip line. And I'm charging that because it's at 86%, but I'm just going to charge it for the thing. Is you basically, there is a limit on certain, because I'm in fine range, I think there's no limit. There's a limit of how you can put your zip line. You can make it go vertical, like up there. It has to be very straight, though. So you cannot curve them at all. But you can also, there's also a bunch of movement techniques, which I'm doing now, but I'll get into that in a later stream. I'll teach you some stuff if I'm allowed, if I want to. Or I'm just lazy. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's Pathfinder. Now Wraith
for the right choice.
has gone through multiple changes. If I had some old clips, I would have showed you, but I don't, sadly. Now, Wraith is one of the most top pick legends. Wraith is, her passive is basically, let's say like if a good example is, it's basically like, how can I put this? It's basically like, if Paranoia from Call of Duty, but it's not like Paranoia where it's like, if somebody's looking at me, I don't know what direction to look at. Paranoia is basically say like, oh, I'm aiming a sniper at somebody, I'm aiming at Wraith. She'll get a notification that says somebody's aiming at you, which is very handy if you know somebody's aiming at you. That means you can get away quickly without getting shot. Now her tactical is a void jump, which basically leaves her immune to indifferent damage, but you have to charge up. Like say this. Let's say we have a grenade. It was very like tactical to come back. Now Wraith did have a change where when she does that animation, it used to be like a quick 1 second one at the speed boost. And okay, so say I throw this grenade, but to explode, I phased right in time, and I took no damage, and the grenade's gone. So you're basically immune to that. Oh, fun fact about this is when you're in your phase, you can see things. You can see people around you, so you know when to escape too. Now, pick back right now quickly. Pathfinder. And I'm gonna go to the charge tower, which is, you can find these on King's Canyon, but maybe on King's Canyon to actually get them. Now her ultimate is a portal. Now the rift energy will go down and up. And also, you can use your tactical to move faster, and you're immune. You can go through the portal. Let's say they try to shoot at you, but they will, as soon as you come out of that portal, you're vulnerable to attacks. So that's Wraith. Bangalore is very noob friendly and also know how to use correctly. Let's say okay, a good example is when she is getting shot at. Let's say somebody's shooting at me, let's say this dummy shooting at me, I will run very, very fast, like octane speed, and I can dodge and move. And also, I have my smokes. Now, the smoke, you have two charges of this, so you can chop two, and it will make a smoke screen, which, unless you have a digi threat, which is this thing,
optics here. Close range.
You can see through the smoke. They can't see through the smoke. That's the chasing you. Now her ultimate is kind of like Gibraltar's, in a way. It is a bombardment, but hers doesn't it doesn't go straight down. It goes across. It's kind of like a little sweep. I'll show you. So if I go in here, I'll show you. If I go in here, it'll slow you down. Slow you down, it's not your vision, and you can still shoot, but you just be very slow. That's too much her ultimate. Caustic. Caustic has received nerfs and buffs. Caustic, when he is a defense specialist such as Gibraltar, so when he has that fortification, he takes less damage. His tactical is these gas traps. Now they can be triggered by somebody walking next to them, or they can be shot or exploded, or anything that causes them to do damage to them. When they're harmed, they will release gas which damages the enemy, but it doesn't damage your teammates or you. But it won't damage other caustics because they have a gas mask, which makes zero sense in my opinion. But that's how the game works. So you can, if you want to max them out, you can actually forward the entire area by yourself. Let's say you'll have a house. You can force this up. Everyone comes in there, they will take damage and they will eventually die. But his gas has received some nerfs, which takes less damage. Now his ultimate, such as this gas, is a gas grenade, which can be thrown, and it will slow the enemy. Also, oh yeah, mention this: gas traps will slow you down. They will impair your vision and slow you down. Now his gas traps will do the exact same thing. They will slow you down, impair your vision, and you won't see it. It makes you toxic or kill you in the gas. You also compare that with his gas traps. There's no limit how much gas you can put down. You do the max amount of damage you want to. And people think he's enough. But yeah, that's Caustic. Now, here's one of my personal favorites, because I just like playing him because he's fun, is Raj. Raj is a trickster who uses these decoys that are basically can imitate him if you have control of them, or just stand still. You can send one out and you can make them people shoot at them, and they will basically give you an alert that says like the somebody was right there and they shot them. And it's kind of cool, but he's a mediocre class, but he's also not very well used. But you can do stuff like that to throw an enemy off. But his ultimate is one of the fastest ultimates in the game, in my opinion. Takes like a minute. His ultimate is pretty much what his decoys are. Basically what these are.
Ultimate's good to go.
Basically what these are. And he basically does an animation, does invisible, and then a bunch of decoys pop out. And you can run around with them. They pretty much imitate him. You go behind enemies, you kill them. They send more decoys out to make people annoyed. It's just really fun legend to play. Now, when he gets downed, he will go invisible unless he's got his gun shield up. Which is his gun shield up. He can basically sneak around, but he'll go invisible for like 3 seconds, I think, or more. But he's a very fun legend to play as, but he's also very difficult to learn. Now, everybody's favorite adrenaline junkie, Octane. Octane, his passive is when he takes damage. Yeah, I'll use my stem real quick. I'll show you. He can be, see, if you look at my health bar down bottom left, he can regenerate his health pretty fast. It takes like around 80 seconds to fully regen if you're like on 1 HP. And what you see there was his tactical. His tactical makes you go fast. Of course, I'm using movement techniques, but basically it makes you go faster. It's like 40% more speed, so you can go fast than running speed like this, but if you stand, you go faster. His ultimate. Let me pop this because it's very close. You pop this. And basically what this does is, it is a jump pad. You just bounce like so. You can double jump as well, which is nice. Because you didn't used to do that before, so you can do something like half shaping, which is very hard to do on console. I'm actually using the controller right now, and you can basically, like, it's basically infinite possibilities, but you will, if you mess that double jump up, let's say like you're going off that cliff, there's a cliff right there, you can't come back from that. You gotta be very careful where you jump. But also you can shoot your gun. This. Do damage, but hey, kind of nerf that. And that's Octane. Octane's a pretty fun legend. I recommend playing him. He's just really fun legend. Wattson.
Good to be back.
Wattson is the another defender class, but she doesn't have root fortification. Let's see what she does is her fences do 15 amount of damage. You can, let's say this was a house. You can thought that was a door that we fenced up, and they can shoot. Okay, enemies can shoot through this like so. But you can shoot them as well, but they'll basically stop you, because they will basically, yeah, let me do something real quick. Hold on. They're basically stalking you, you get a notification. And you kill them. Now her ultimate is also a passive. Her passive is she can regenerate. Yeah, let me show you. Let me set myself an Oxeye. If you look at my shield bar, you can see it regenerate slightly. You see the little red? It's show you how to see. You gotta really look. At my health on bottom left, you can see my shield regenerate. It's very slow compared to Octane stuff. But combined with other passive, which is using these ultimate cylinders, which overcharges them to get a full ultimate. Now how many how to use. you put it down, and say like,
Engaging all incoming artillery.
this thing will block,
Throwing an axe.
will block grenades.
Tossing a grenade.
Will block grenades, apparently? Okay, hold on.
Tossing a grenade.
Hold on, I got an idea. Let's just get out of these grenades.
Tossing a
The block
grenade.
grenades.
Tossing knocked out.
And note, it will destroy teammate stuff too. What else? It will destroy his silences, his gas traps, and her smokes, and his knuckle clusters or grenades. And her ultimate, and I think her tactical. Actually, I won't test that there either, but it destroys it. But it destroys it. She's also, she's an okay legend to use. I think she should be buffed, in my opinion. But she's really fun to actually use if you know how to play it correctly.
Thanks for not giving up on me.
Crypto is a surveillance
The all-seeing eye.
one, where he will become IDL right there. He's on his drone currently, so I'm controlling his drone. And basically what he does is basically every like 30 meters, it says the target below that, I will get a notification and that will stay there
Logged out to the drone.
until the drone is destroyed or Crypto's dead. Or you can call the drone. He's also a really difficult legend to use if you don't know how to use him correctly. His ultimate is basically he's got off your drone. You have to have your drone out. You can also be, let's say like you want to plant your drone right here, you can still activate it and activate an EMP, which destroys the shields and slow them down. Gives you easy pickings.
I'm recalling my drone.
Next legend, one of my favorite legends. Everybody's favorite Metabot is Revenant. The Cinemacum. One of my favorite legends. Now, what Revenant does is he has received a buff recently, which is nice. I feel like he very well needed this buff. Back then he used to climb very short distances. Like he can climb really fast compared to other legends. Because he's an assassin character. He can basically, if you want to see like, oh, there's people up there, you can climb to that, I think. You can climb, and it will slow down though, but he can climb. But he can climb. I think he can climb 5 stories. So pretty much here, so how far is that? It's around, that's 3 meters. He can climb really far. His ultimate, no, not his ultimate, but his tactical. Oh, his passive is he can crouch walk like this. Because my gun is on a gun now. This is him walking. Him crouch walking is slightly faster. So it's like Pathfinder's. His walk is super slow. His walk is super slow compared to Revenant's. Revenant's is also quiet as well. He's also like quiet as well. You can barely hear him when he does that. So that actually gives you an opportunity to sneak up on your enemies. And his tactical is this gigantic thing. You can hit that directly, or you can hit him directly if you want to, but it's be a waste of it. It does 10 damage on impact, and will also cancel out people's abilities. So, let's say like, oh, there's a Pascal Octane running around here. Well, there's dummies and Octane, an enemy. Having all these abilities, such as her like tactical, ultimate, and a passive, where it will be shut down. They won't be able to use them for about 15 seconds. Now the radius of this thing is up to the right here. This radius is huge. So protection. That's how you don't have to like hit them directly to actually hit them. And you have 2 charges of these.
Shut up.
And they go pretty far. Basically, if people want to play their abilities, you pretty much counters people such as Gibraltar, Rave, Pathfinder. He pretty much counters all these guys. And even himself, if you meet another one. Now his ultimate is Death Totem. His Death Totem is it's basically like a way to cheat death in a way. It's like, say, like, you pop it, you place it down, you have a death protection, and that little gray area will tell you when you're in your Death Totem, and you take as much damage, you can do damage, like, you can cut back if somebody kills you, or you can set yourself back by using a grenade and stuff. And you come back with half health. And you can't use it. You can only use it once. Until you get another one. What's the damage? Oh, you damage. Okay, cool. And what else? Revenant's pretty fun character. I think he's up there. But he's very annoying to go against.
I'm not done yet.
The number 1 Revenant right now is Revengeful. He's also a YouTuber, check him out as well. Now, Loba Andre, which is a full name, her ability is, see these like little, like, how this is gold, purple? She can only see those. She can see those through the ground. She can see the thing, basically the eye quality, she sees anything gold or purple related through the walls. So it's kind of like wall hacks for loot. And she can ping them through the walls, which is nice. Her tactical is a pervasive, but she can teleport, and she can move around, and but you won't be able to shoot through that animation. And there's also no way to cancel that animation as well. Now her ultimate is the Black Market Bouquet, and they have changed it a bunch of times since her release. 1994. But watch, if say like you run away from a fight, you send out quickly, you can try melee, but it won't do anything because you have to finish that animation. The ultimate is, and this, if you see around you, this is the radius, the black dome. You place it down, it will take some time to do the thing. You can access all the stuff and you can grab this. Now,
You are coming home with me tonight.
you can only take 2 things, but the thing is, you can take unlimited ammo. Unlimited ammo. It doesn't take a slot up, it's just unlimited. Take as much ammo as you want to. You can have 1,000 ammo, but you can only, like, if you have to pick a gun or attachments, your armor attachments, any of these things will cost a slot. That's a little bit. Horizon.
Right, back from a weekend.
Horizon has been nerfed a bunch of times due to her ability to pretty much dominate the battlefield. So her actually, this actually be helpful if I just do this. Use this, that lifts her up. You can stay up for 2 seconds. You get kicked off, and now her passive, if she doesn't does that. Yeah, actually, you better if I go up here.
I reckon we should head here.
Better if I go up here. Now with Horizon, what's the other end of the legend? Like, let's go Wraith. If you fall,
This time will be different.
you get a little stun. I'll show you again. So we got grind noise, not stun. There's no fall damage in this game, so. And there's Horizon. Horizon, basically what she does is spacewalk. I think that's the name of the thing. And it has a spacewalk. She can also control herself in the air, and she takes no fall damage. She doesn't do that this time, but she basically ignores that little animation when she goes like whoop whoop, basically. And her ultimate, now her tactical and her, you can move around, but they nerfed the movement. So. Ultimate is a black hole, and it's not the black hole you're thinking of. It doesn't suck people in and kill them instantaneously. It basically...
My ultimate's ready.
You take a grenades. Basically, it only works with grenades though. Like if you... you play it, you pull them in, you throw grenades in, and it basically sucks them in and they can't move. Or you can move out of it, it's just annoying to get it out of. Next legend is Fuse.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Fuse is a fun legend to play as, if you do get him. His Knuckle Cluster is... it can be shot like very far away, like there. And basically what it does is this. It's like a little cluster grenade. You shoot 2 of these, you can stick people. There's 25 damage maximum. Here, we'll test that real quick. Stick this real quick. It does 10. Does ricochet off me? I'm like, wait, what? That's kinda cool. No, 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 look. It ricochets off of you. And basically what it does is, it does 25 damage, and it kind of, hey, I should just touch that. You can move at full speed, where you just take damage. So another big of a deal. But it's something like, it will break doors and stuff. Now his ultimate is, I think it needs buffed. In my opinion, it's a minute ultimate. This is a 60-second ultimate. That's how it's really fast. Now you can zoom in and out. It's pretty much a bombardment. This is this. I'll just give you some bangles, but it's just a single one. You gotta fire it directly. And this little radius here, this little green radius thing, is the radius of where the fires can spread. Pop it. It shoots fire, it does damage you. But if you... but yeah. You can mess somebody's day up if you actually get them stuck in here. But like, I recommend like something like this with like the edge. It does like 35 damage directly. So like, you get hit by it. Why did I get hit by that? Hit in the fire. Okay, whatever. It basically does 35 damage to them, and it does damage over time. But yeah, also he can carry 2 grenades in his inventory. He can carry more grenades than you can, because all legends can only have 1 grenade. Unless you want to waste space, but he can stack 2 of them. It basically is he's just destruction. It's really fun to do if you know how to play him correctly. Alright, the newest legend so far is I almost said Viper. It is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a mobile item. She can fly. She's kind of like Pharah from Overwatch, where she only has a limited amount of fuel. Like kind of like Pharah. And well, if you look on the top middle, like the right middle, it will be Gen. If it were Gen, like so. And her tactical is this stun. Like so, it will stun the enemy, it do damage to them. It's kind of like a little tiny arc star. It's kind of like one of these, but it does like a little amount of damage. It also has an area of effect. So now her tactical, her ultimate. Her ultimate is a. Basically, what this does is
Alert 5, Valkyrie on station. We are go for
you
burn.
basically go in this, and you can wait for your teammates because your teammates can hook on to this, and you can tell people like let's fly, and they'll basically
Go for burn.
you go super far.
This aircraft has several emergency exits, accompanied by choppy waters, molten lava.
And you can land. It's kind of like a balloon. It's really basically a balloon.
Wings up.
Adapter taking stun. You also shoot your gun. Get it down. That's fun. That's pretty much all the legends I have so far. This will be a new one coming out soon named Sia. But he's gonna be fun. And I've seen some stuff. So that's all the legends I have. If you guys will come into the stream, if you guys you can do stuff as well. But yeah, I've been playing the Apex. So enjoy your